Hello, my name is Kimberly House, Program Director for the United Way of the Midlands Reading Consortium. Due to COVID-19, we will not offer in-house volunteer training. However, we're working with consultants to offer a library of YouTube videos to help you on your virtual tutoring journey with your student. Although we are living in some very difficult times, we want to assure you that United Way of the Midlands are doing everything possible to ensure that we provide the support that our communities, schools, and students need. On behalf of Sarah Fawcett, our CEO, and the entire United Way of the Midlands family, we truly want to thank you for sharing your time and your talent as volunteers. So now I would like to introduce Wendy Evering, Assistant Principal at AC Moore Elementary School, who will showcase our book virtual platform called Epic, and she will share tips and strategies to access information for your virtual book buddy. Again, thank you so very much, and remember to live united.
Hello, MRC family. I am Wendy Evering, Assistant Administrator at AC Moore Elementary School. I am delighted to have the opportunity to share resources, strategies, and tips with you for navigating the virtual world of learning with your book buddy. We will start by reviewing a PowerPoint that will highlight the digital resources and digital platforms that you will use when working with your book buddies each week. Then I will show you where you will find them and how you will use them with your buddies. Finally, you will then be challenged to go out, set up an account, and explore the resources in preparation for that first meeting with your sweet book buddy. So sit back and enjoy the presentation. Thank you. When you think of EPIC, what do you think of? Well, today's presentation is entitled EPIC Strategies and Tips for Online and Virtual Book Buddies. Well, when I think of EPIC, I think of spectacular, something that's very impressive, or awesome, or possibly something of unusually great size or extent. Well, today we're going to look at a platform that's very impressive. We're also going to look at a digital resource that is unusually great in size and extent. So, today's presentation will help us all navigate this virtual world in an epic way. We will use Google Meet as our virtual platform. Now, as I say Google, I know that you all have probably had experiences with Google from, hey Google, and how Google is so very responsive, and how Google is often very good at guessing what you are looking for or what you really need. So you will find that with Google Meet. It is very reliable and it will help us as we navigate this experience with our buddies and in this virtual world. The digital resource that we will use that I referenced was very great in size is Epic. It is a web-based online digital book system. Now we're going to take a look at the digital resources and the digital platform that you will use each week with your reading buddies. So I'm going to share my screen, and this is a tip or cool trick you'll be able to use as well with your reading buddies, and they're going to love it. So now I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're going to take a look at the email that you will receive from MRC with the invitation you will need to attend each and every one of your meetings. So here in my email, you'll see MRC Weekly Tutoring. I'm going to click that, and that email contains everything I'll need to meet with my reading buddy weekly. So you see the date and the time. You also see the link that you will use to meet with your book buddy. In addition to that, you will see all of the participants and a sweet message from MRC. Hello, MRC tutors. Please use the following link to help your buddy sign in to their digital library books. Then we have our Epic digital book sign in and a message. Please enter the following class code, and there's the class code, MQY4175. So with that information, I'm able to meet my book buddy in our Google meeting room. So now I'm going to show you another way to save this information. Now again, MRC will send you the email, but you must save that information to your calendar. If you don't have a Google account, you can save it to your Microsoft Hotmail account. But again, I feel very important to save it to your calendar because it will help you not plan anything else during that very important time. Here, if you would take a look at my Google Calendar, you'll see I saved my weekly meeting to my calendar. And the cool thing about this weekly meeting, you'll see that it will show up on my calendar weekly without me having to do it. So here we see the meeting, MRC Weekly Tutoring. We see the important dates, and we see the link that we will use to go into our meeting room. All the participants and the message that you saw in the email. So let's take this link and enter the meeting. Now, when you are preparing to enter the meeting, you can enter with your camera on or your camera off. When you enter the meeting, you can enter with your microphone on or your microphone off. As you can see, I just turned my camera off and my microphone off. Now, when you enter, to enter, you will need to say join now. Just as I said earlier, with our meeting or this video, I'm sharing my screen. You'll also have the opportunity to share your screen when you're working with your MRC buddy. And we're going to join the meeting. Now I'm in the meeting. So you'll see my name's Wendy, so I have a W. When I turn my microphone on, whenever I talk, my buddy will know that I'm talking because the ring around my letter will start vibrating. And when I'm not talking, there's nothing. So again, the meeting room is super cool. It's easy to use and it's very reliable. As we know, all Google products are very reliable. So now, if you wanted to present something, meaning you want to go into your Epic account or help your book buddy enter the Epic account, you can press present. In addition to allowing your buddy to present and share his or her screen, you're able to do the same. So now let's go back to that Google invite, and we're now going to go into the Epic resource. We can enter or exit our Google meeting room. Now here we're back at our calendar invite, and here we have the link for Epic. I've already opened that link in preparation for our meeting, so I'm able to go up to that link, and you will see when you go up to the Epic link, you may enter as a parent or you may enter as a student or an educator. All of your buddies will have student accounts created for them by someone at his or her school. Hopefully, it'll be his or her teacher, because the teacher will be able to use the information that's collected on the site to inform important decisions that she'll have to make with your buddy. So let's dive right on into that account. Here, you'll see the code that was referenced in your email and that was also on your Google Calendar. You'll click that tab and voila, we have tons of books available and right at our fingertips. So we've used our class code MQY4175, and then you look for your buddy's name. Here we see Christian. And once you press your buddy's name, you'll see all the digital resources that are available to your buddy, to Christian. And as I stated earlier, there are some popular books like Curious George, one of my absolute favorites. Or you have some epic originals like Bark Park, Animal Rescue Friends, or Scaredy Monster. So those are books that your buddy will only be able to read here on the Epic site. We have some books that Christian started earlier, maybe at home or in class. We also have some books that have been recommended for Christian because of some of the books that he's already read here on the Epic site. Then there's some books to read to Christian and some recently added books. We have some videos for Christian and we have some recently added videos. So there are tons of options here once you've entered the Epic password and code that your book buddy will use weekly and maybe even daily in the classroom or at home. Here you'll also see that these books are organized by DRA levels. That's the level that the teacher will identify when doing assessments within the classroom. Your teacher or your buddy's teacher will share that DRA level with you, and you may choose books that are on your buddy's reading level. There are also books to read to the buddy, or that will there will be a narrator or someone reading the book on the website to your buddy. Now, you may not choose to use those because you can read those books together when you're together, but it's extra support if that reading buddy is reading alone at home or in the classroom. So now I'm going to take you back out and of the Epic room for your buddy, and I'm going to show you how to set up your very own Epic account. Now, I mentioned there's a challenge that I'd like to share with you. That challenge is to set up your very own account. If you were to set up your very own account, you would enter as a parent because they will give you a free 30-day account if you enter as a parent. Now, if you were to try to enter as an educator, that account would require some information that you wouldn't have. So we're asking you to enter as a parent and to create your very own account. When you do that, you will then be able to access all the digital resources that you saw, and you'll be able to practice using those digital resources with children in your home, or just practice using them and reading those books on your own and taking quizzes. So please try logging in as a parent. You will need your email address and you will create a password. Once you've done that, you'll log in. And you're able to set up profiles for your children, or for yourself. So here, as a parent, I set up a profile for Christian. And just as you saw with the epic room that Christian went into, once you set up your account, you will also have set access to all of the same resources. And you're able to practice reading those books and taking those quizzes in preparation for your meeting with your book buddy. So I'd like to challenge you to use what you've learned to prepare for your special meeting with your book buddy. Now, I'm also excited to say that we have an extra special treat where you'll see me modeling how I would read digital books with my very own book buddy. So please stay tuned. And thank you so very much for listening as I shared the digital platform and the digital resources that you will use with your very own book buddies this year. How are you today?
Good, and you?
Great. I'm excited to see you.
Me too.
Well, today I'm going to share an epic resource with you. Do you know what epic means?
Yes, ma'am.
What does it mean?
It means like really cool and really awesome and like really amazing. Basically, all those words combined.
Yes. And I will tell you, Christian, you are epic.
Thank you.
And this resource that I'm going to show you will show you some epic books that you will love to read. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and you now have control. So you can use your mouse and I can use mine to navigate this cool resource. All right. So here we are. We're in this digital platform that will allow you to access as many digital books as you would ever care to read. So we are here and we're about to read this book entitled Too Much Glue. This book is about a little boy named Maddie, and he and his dad make oodles of glue projects at home. One day during art class, Maddie finds the fullest bottle of glue. I wonder what will happen. So, Christian, click on the book and let's dive right in. Here, this book is entitled Too Much Glue. And now you may begin reading, Christian.
Oh yeah. Our art teacher says too much glue never dries. She reminds us glue raindrops, not puddles. And she warns me, Maddie, too much glue.
So, how do you think Maddie feels about the glue?
He likes one he uses a lot. He wants to use a lot.
Yes. So, who has the most glue on their desk in the class?
Maddie.
Yes, looks like he has a lot of glue on those hands. All right, Christian.
But my dad and I love glue. At home we make glue glasses, glue mustaches, and even glue bouncy balls. Mom is happy to help.
Oh, it looks like they're having a lot of fun.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Or you're going to have to ask your daddy one day to see if he'd let you make some of those cool glue things.
How would they make a glue bouncy ball, though?
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to look that up on the internet. What do you think?
Yes.
Let's
Or
research.
just covering a bouncy ball in glue.
Well, when we get together next week, Christian, I'll bring you a recipe to see if we could figure out I'm going to search that, and if I can find a recipe to make a glue bouncy ball, I'll bring it and I'll share it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now I'm going to read the next page, okay?
Okay.
So during art class, I find the fullest bottles of glue. I tip them over and squeeze. Plop! Glue squishes from the orange tips and slop all over. Sequins and googly eyes float around in a gluey lake. Then it's time for the most important decoration. Christian, I wonder what he's speaking of. What do you think?
Um, maybe like something like that will really stick out.
Oh, I wonder. I think let's see, what could he put on there? I see a big piece of construction paper. Maybe that'll stick out nicely. Let's see.
Maybe that butterfly.
Yeah, that's a nice big butterfly. Let's see what he chooses to put on there. Geronimo! I belly flop onto the table and roll all around, letting the glue and everything else cover me. Is that what you were expecting, Christian?
No, ma'am.
Look at his face. Is he scared? What do you think?
No, he is definitely not scared.
How do you think he's feeling?
Happy.
I think so. Would you be happy if you chose to do that in class?
No.
How do you think his teacher feels?
Oh, worried.
I think so too. All right, let's turn the page and you can read the next page, Christian.
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
I think you
can you go back?
Yes. Yeah.
Time to go on the drawing rack, I announced. But when I tried to pull myself off the table, I boing right back down. Too much glue, Matty. Too much glue, my teacher squawks. This is bad. There's only half an hour until the end of school, and all I can do is lift my head and wave my hands and wiggle my feet. The rest of my the rest of me is a Blucky Stucky mess. Can someone help me? I call.
Oh my goodness, Christian, I love the way you self-corrected yourself when you noticed that you made an error. That is ex- I wonder what's going to happen next. What do you think?
They're gonna try to help him
Yes. Why is the teacher so worried?
because she thinks he might get in trouble.
Yes, and she says the day is almost what?
Over.
Yes. And with that being the case, he probably won't have time to dry. Let's see what's going to happen next. While my teacher breathes into a paper bag, Noah shouts, "Let's lasso him." Izzy, Noah, and Owen get to work. Why do you think the teacher's blowing into a paper bag?
Because she's really nervous and scared and
Yes, I guess she's probably suffering an anxiety attack.
you know
How does Maddie look?
happy,
How does the little girl look?
like surprised.
Uh-huh, and a little nervous and unsure. What about his friends, the two boys?
The guy who basically acting will have his rope like a cowboy. He
Uh-huh.
looks pretty happy, and then the other guy, he just looks like he's staring at the ball of yarn.
Yes. Do you want to read the next page?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Soon I'm roped from all sides like a rodeo pony, but when they try to pull me out, snap! The lassos break, leaving colorful octopus tentacles everywhere. The glue is too strong, and now I'm a clingy, stringy, blucky, stucky mess.
Oh my goodness. So did that help or did that work?
That did not help or work.
Right. So what happened to all the lassos?
They snapped.
Yes. Did it create a cool artistic surprise?
Yes, ma'am.
It looks kind of cool, but it doesn't look like he thinks it's cool right now. He said that I'm a clingy, stringy, blucky, stucky mess. Do you think he likes that?
No.
No, I think he's getting nervous now. All right, so let's see what happens next. Don't worry, Maddie. We know what to do. Shout
What?
Luke and Grace from across the room.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Did we skip something? Cause
let's
I think.
and see. I don't think we did.
I thought I saw something else on them.
Oh, okay. Look, if you are unsure about any words, Christian, you can click them and it gives you the definition. You want to read that?
Yes, stringy is not
Hmm.
not
It looks
gorgeous.
it looks like it looks like they gave us the wrong definition, right?
Yes.
Because they gave us the definition for stingy, but the word isn't stingy, it's stringy. So let's see. That word isn't accurate because stringy and stingy are two different words. Stingy means not generous, giving, using, or spending as little as possible, scanty, meager. So that's not the definition for stringy. Let's see if Blucky has the right definition. Oops, definition's not found for Blucky. What about Stucky? Oh, they don't have the definition for that either. It looks
What
like they
about
have
Strong.
oh, they have one for strong. So some of the words they may not have definitions for.
what about mess? They probably do.
Click on mess and see what it says. Oh, let's go back and see if it did say anything for mess. Now touch mess.
Mess.
Yes.
Yes. A quantity of food, a dish of soft food, a group of people who regularly eat together also. And then there's a verb, a supply with meals, to take meals with a mess, and to make dirty or untidy. Are any of those definitions what you're familiar with?
Yes, number 3, the verb one.
Yes, that's the one that I think of most often. All right, let's go to the next page.
Can I read this one?
Yes, sir.
Don't worry, Matty. We know what to do. Shout Luke and Grace from across the room. Is that a tow truck? I asked as they wheel the contraption over and stick a plastic hook into my suit of glue. My friends pull one way and the glue pulls the other. Creak, click, until
Oh, what do you think's gonna happen, Christian?
it's going to break.
Oh, I wonder. I think their contraption may save the day. Let's see. So you think it's going to break. I think it may save the day. Let's turn the page and see. Kaboom! The tow truck explodes and plastic bricks rain all over. Now I'm a clicky, bricky, clingy, stringy, blucky, stucky mess. I think you were right, Christian, and I was wrong. I thought he would be freed from the glue, but he wasn't.
That that looks like it will hurt because there's a bunch of bricks falling from the sky and they might hit you.
All right.
Bricks.
It looks like one of his friends may be knocked out.
Yeah.
And
Or
I
just
wonder where his other classmates are right now because he had 3 other classmates help him with this project.
yes.
So let's see what happens next.
I think the person on the ground looks like she may have got like slung back
Uh-huh.
from the string. Like she was
Yes,
pulling really hard and then it burst and then she fell back.
I think so. Let's see what happens next. Great observations, Christian. The school nurse bursts in and checks my temperature. 98.6. Sorry, no fever. I can't send you home early. She dabs and pats me like I'm spilled juice. But the more she blots, the more the glue spreads. So I wonder what made her think he would need to go home. Do you want to read the next page, Christian?
Yes. Wait, did you already?
No, don't turn yet. You need to read the bottom.
Yeah, I was asking if you already read that part.
No, I didn't.
Soon I'm a melted mummy, clicky bricky, clingy stringy, lucky stucky mess.
Yes, he is. So, this is interesting. There's a word that I want to look up. Let me see if they have the definition for this word because it says the nurse blots the glue. I
Should
wonder what that means.
also do dabs.
Blot.
Mm-hmm. To spot, stain, dishonor. That doesn't really seem to be the answer. Spot, stain, obscure, dim, disgrace. I don't think it's any of those. I'm thinking it may be spot, stain. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the word you wanted to check?
Dabs.
Okay. Oh,
Oh my.
we got to go back. Oh,
What?
all right. So let's hit dabs.
Dab.
A quick. You can read it.
A quick blow or thrust, poke, a gentle touch or stroke, to strike or touch lightly, to apply with quick light strokes, or daub. What do you think?
I think a gentle touch or stroke to uh to strike or touch lightly.
Very good. I think those are the meanings for what she's done to him, right?
Yes.
All right. Then the principal comes in. He takes one look at me, sticks a note on my belly, and leaves. Seeing my teacher huffing and puffing like a train gives me a great idea. I whisper it to Haley and Owen. The final bell rings, and everyone freezes except Owen and Haley. I wonder what they're thinking. What do you think, Christian?
Uh, there maybe Matty is telling them like something they should do.
Maybe so. Let's see.
Can I read the next page, please?
Yes, sir.
It's the biggest one we could make. They shout furiously, flapping a huge paper fan at me.
Okay, Christian. You see that sentence you just read at the top, that first sentence you read. Look at that punctuation mark at the end. How do you think that sentence should be read?
Louder?
Okay, with great expression, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you read it like that for me?
It's the biggest one we could make. They shout furiously, flapping a huge paper fan at me.
Excellent. That was great. You want to read the next page?
Yes.
Okay.
Then, just as I'm thinking, I'll be a note on my tummy. Wait 1 second, please.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a note on my tummy. Melted mummy, clicky, bricky, clingy, stringy, blucky, stucky, glue boy, for the rest of my life. My plan works. Something my teacher said could never happen happens. The glue dries, but I'm still stuck, and now I hear footsteps. The door starts to open.
Oh, I wonder what's going to happen. Christian, I love, love, love the way you reread that sentence to yourself to see if it would make sense. Is that what you did when you asked for a second?
Yes, ma'am.
That was a good strategy to use because sometimes when you're reading aloud, you're like, this doesn't make sense. But I love the way you silently read it to yourself to just see if you would, to see if you were on the right track. Great job. All right, let's see what happens.
You
My
want me to read?
father. Mm-hmm.
My father and some other carpool parents walk in. Dad comes closer and inspects me. Then he peels me off the table. Glue, yarn, bricks, the all he spins me around. No one makes a sound.
Then Dad smiles. Maddie, you're a masterpiece. He holds me up for everyone to admire. My friends all cheer. And look at his teacher, Christian.
Yes, she does not look nervous anymore. She actually looks happy.
Yeah, she looks happy and relieved because I don't think she thought Daddy would have that reaction, did she?
Yes.
Yes, I think she's now feeling much better. The car ride home is interesting. Mom is speechless. Mom is speechless when Dad brings me in the house, but he knows just what to do. Well, kiddo, Dad says, some beautiful things only happen once, and this is one of those things. He gently grips the dried glue in front of my neck and behind my collar and peels me open like a ripe banana. So, Christian, what do you think Daddy meant when he said, some things are meant to happen only once in a lifetime?
Um, because like he doesn't really want that to happen again.
Could this have ended differently?
Yes.
Yes. This happened to have a happy ending. But what if Maddie didn't dry?
Uh, he would be stuck there.
Yeah, and it would have been a huge mess.
Well,
So here in this situation, this has a happy ending, but it could have ended much differently. Now it's Dad's turn to glue, and he seals up the sides of the me-shaped work of art. I bet it would take all the glue in the art room to make a U-shaped work of art, Dad, I say. Dad laughs. Then he glues a big magnet to the back of my project and hangs it on the fridge. It looks pretty cool there, doesn't it, Christian?
yes.
Yes.
I
Look at what Maddie has in his hands.
glue.
Oh my goodness. You think he's going to play with that?
Maybe.
I know. Do you think he had some ideas in mind?
Yes. Excuse
I
me.
so.
I'm really wondering how um his artwork or his glue shaped him is standing up.
Well, he has, you remember his daddy put a magnet on the back of it.
Yeah, but like on the feet because like it's standing up though.
He has it stuck to the refrigerator.
No, but like in the first picture.
Oh, I know. That's interesting. I didn't notice that. I wonder. So I wonder if it's like because it has holes on the bottom where his feet were, if it's able to stand like a doll baby. What do you think?
Mm,
Maybe it can balance itself. So during dinner, we sneak peeks at my masterpiece. And after dinner, what do you think's going to happen, Christian?
they're gonna play with that glue.
Let's see.
Can I read this?
Yes.
We take the principal the principal's note very seriously.
And let's read that note. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it?
I want to read it, but can we zoom in?
Yes.
Okay. From the desk of Elmer G. Stuckies. Please encourage Matty to use tape instead of glue.
Oh, so here after dinner, they used tape. Didn't that turn out beautifully?
Yes.
I agree.
And
What
he
a
can
great
actually
project.
peel it off. But how is he stuck to the ceiling? It looks like a thin piece of glue is on the ceiling.
Right. Let's
Like
go up
the
to
dad's hammock. The dad's hammock has like it looks like that would kind of support it though.
Right. Let's see if I can see up there. I can't really see that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see that. That's kind of hard to see. So yeah, that was cool. Now we have some questions that we can answer. We're going to take the quiz now. Too Much Glue, created by Miss Willis. Can you ace this quiz? Start
Yes.
the quiz. Let's see. All right, I'm going to read the questions and then you can answer them if you'd like, Christian. Too Much Glue. What is the setting of this story?
School.
All right, hit it. Correct. Excellent. What do Maddie and his family like to do? Go to school, watch TV, play outside, or make things with glue?
Make things with glue.
Very good. You are correct. What happens to Maddie at school? He has a normal day with no weird things. He uses too much glue and gets stuck. He makes a picture with glue, or he gets sent to the principal's office.
He uses too much glue and gets stuck.
Let's see. You are correct. What happens? Who finally rescues Maddie? His best friend, his dad, the president, or his mom?
It's hard to say because basically his friends and his dad basically saved him though.
So what do you think?
His dad.
All right,
But
very good. I agree. His friend and his dad really did because his friends had to dry him first, right?
yes, with that big giant man.
Right. Kaboom! Creak and snap are all examples of metaphors, personification, simile, or onomatopoeia. Hold on. Do you
I
know
don't
what metaphors are, Christian?
not really. I haven't.
Okay. Well, with metaphors, you're comparing things. Personification, don't hit anything yet, is where you're giving human-like characteristics to inanimate objects. Simile would be to compare things with like or as. And onomatopoeia are things that make sounds or sounds. Which one of those definitions would match what we have there?
Automata.
Yep, onomatopoeia. Correct. Very good. So now you know what onomatopoeia means, right, Christian?
Mm-hmm.
What does Dad do with the artwork at the end of the story? Mails it to Maddie's grandparents, crumples it up and throws it away? Nothing. You can't touch art. Or puts on a magnet and hangs it on the fridge.
He puts it on a magnet and hangs it on the fridge. If he crumbled that up, that would be really mean.
That would be. You're exactly right. What is the artwork at the end? The Mona Lisa, a chalk drawing, a yarn picture, or a glue suit?
Definitely not a Mona Lisa or whatever it's called.
You are correct. Christian, you earned 100%. And as I said at the beginning of the story, or at the beginning of our day together, I said, you are epic. And I also said that this new resource is epic. What's your opinion of this new resource?
The same as yours.
And what's that, Christian?
Epic.
Very good. Well, honey, Today, you read 40 minutes. You read a story and you took a quiz. And I so enjoyed sharing the screen with you. Would you like to do this with me again next week?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Well, I can't wait. And hopefully, we'll find another cool book to read together and possibly take another quiz just to see how well we were both paying attention to the story. To I know that when you work together and you really pay attention and you do your best, you're really successful and you will really succeed. So, thank you so much for working together with me. I had a great time.
Me too.
I'll see you next week.
Could we do the stuff with the tape?
I'd love to do that. So, would you like for me to bring some tape next week?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And now we're not together. We're in a virtual world. So, how am I going to get you your tape?
Mail it.
Okay, maybe I'll have to mail it, or I might have to drop by your school or drop by your house and leave it on your porch. What do you think about that?
Mailing it.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
What did you say?
That's basically mailing it.
Yes, so I'll have to mail it to you. Well, Christian, thank you so much for spending 30 minutes with me. You better head back to class.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. See you later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I hope that you have enjoyed EPIC Strategies for Online and Virtual Book Buddies. The next step is that you will receive a link to our virtual Q&A session that will be hosted by myself and Wendy Evering on September the 8th at 5:30 p.m. In the interim, I hope that you take advantage of the 30-day trial of the EPIC book platform to just navigate through so that when we host our Q&A session, it could be more strategic with your questions. Again, we thank you so very much for your continued support, and we hope to start managing volunteers starting the month of October. Again, on behalf of the United Way of the Midlands Reading Consortium and all of the staff at United Way of the Midlands, we truly thank you so very much for all efforts to support our schools and the students that we serve. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.